Have you ever wondered why, even though you're eating right, staying active, and doing everything by the book, your legs are starting to feel weaker? Why does climbing stairs feel more like a workout lately? Why does it take a bit longer to stand up from a chair? Is it simply the effect of aging? Or could something else, something less obvious, be slowly affecting you? Here's where things might take an unexpected turn. It's not always about what you're neglecting. In fact, you might already be doing it, completely unaware of the damage it's causing. Most older adults make a simple, quiet mistake each day. They do it with full confidence, thinking they're making the right choice. After all, we've all been told for decades that fruit is healthy, natural, and good for us. And that's true most of the time. But here's the uncomfortable truth no one brings up: not every fruit is ideal for people over 60. In fact, some fruits, the kind we eat every week without a second thought, can gradually sap strength from your legs, increase knee pain, flare up joint issues, and make walking harder over time. The fruits that are often promoted as superfoods might actually be working against your balance, mobility, and leg health. As we age, our bodies don't function the way they used to. Blood flow weakens. Metabolism slows. Foods that once helped us can now quietly start to hurt us, especially certain fruits. They may look harmless. They may taste sweet. But inside, they're loaded with acids, sugars, and compounds that spike blood sugar, ignite inflammation in joints, and slowly erode leg strength. And the worst part? The damage is quiet. Gradual. You don't feel it happening until one day, your calves sting, your thighs throb, or your knees tighten from just a short walk. Today, we're uncovering the 7 most problematic fruits for anyone over 60. Especially if you want to protect your legs from ongoing pain, weakness, and lasting damage. These fruits may seem innocent, but they're not. And once you learn the truth, you'll never look at your fruit bowl the same way again. So if keeping your legs strong, steady, and pain-free matters to you, stay with me until the end. This could be the wake-up call your body's been waiting for. But before we dive in, take a second. Click the subscribe button and turn on notifications if you care about your health. Because here, we expose what others ignore. And while you're watching, I want to hear from you. If this message resonates, type 1 in the comments. If it doesn't, type 0. Your voice matters more than you think. Let's get started with the first fruit on our list. It's often praised for helping reduce inflammation, but in older adults, it may be doing the exact opposite. Let's talk about pineapple. Pineapple. The first fruit, and a stealthy source of inflammation. Grown in the tropics, juicy and refreshing, pineapple is known for a compound called bromelain. It's been celebrated for years as a natural anti-inflammatory. But here's the twist: while many believe pineapple is soothing to the body, it may be doing the opposite in seniors. Why? Because pineapple contains strong acids and a hefty dose of natural sugar. And that sugar isn't as harmless as it seems, especially once you're over 60. Let me explain. As we get older, our blood vessels become more delicate and reactive. They don't handle sugar spikes the same way. And pineapple, despite its reputation, delivers a powerful sugar surge into the bloodstream. What does that mean? It means your blood sugar can shoot up fast. The tiny vessels that feed oxygen to your legs and feet can suffer damage from those frequent spikes. As circulation worsens, your muscles get less oxygen. And that leads to pain, swelling, and fatigue. After just a short walk, you feel that heavy, dragging ache in your legs. You sit down and your knees feel stiff. Your ankles throb even though you've barely moved. But there's more. Pineapple's acidity doesn't just affect your stomach, it also inflames your joints. If you already deal with arthritis or joint pain, this fruit can fuel the fire in your hips, knees, and ankles. Some people even say their legs feel heavier after eating it, like their strength is slowly slipping away. And if you're on medication, especially blood thinners, bromelain could interfere with how your meds work, making them either too strong or too weak. But here's the most dangerous part: pineapple doesn't cause obvious side effects. There's no sudden pain. The damage sneaks in over time. One day, you realize you can't move like you used to. And sadly, most seniors have no idea. The fruit they've been eating in the name of health may be contributing to the yearly decline in their leg strength. So, what can you do? You don't need to give up pineapple forever, but you do need to be informed. Especially if you're dealing with unexplained leg pain or swelling. The damage may be invisible, but it's real. Now, if a fruit praised for fighting inflammation can be this risky, what about one that's soft, sweet, and loaded with potassium? One that's supposed to help your muscles, but might actually be draining them? Let's talk about bananas. Bananas, the second fruit, the muscle imposter. Soft, sweet, packed with potassium. Bananas are often seen as a go-to food for energy, preventing cramps, and supporting muscle health. But for older adults, the story shifts. Bananas are rich in natural sugars and fast-digesting carbs. This means right after eating, your blood sugar spikes. And when that happens repeatedly, your body starts resisting insulin. The result? Weaker circulation. More inflammation. And, unfortunately, weaker legs. That's when you start noticing that dull ache while climbing stairs, that post-meal heaviness in your legs, or that stiffness creeping into your calves. But it doesn't stop there. Bananas also cause your body to hold on to more water, especially if you have heart concerns. That can mean puffier joints, swollen ankles, and stiff feet. The problem? It happens quietly. You keep eating them, thinking you're helping your muscles, when really, you're slowly losing strength. And here's the kicker. You won't feel it immediately. But over time, bananas can make moving around harder and more painful. Think about what's on your plate. If you've been feeling achy, heavy, or swollen in the legs, bananas might not be as friendly as they seem. Now, if something as common as a banana can do this, what about something smaller, something bite-sized that seems totally harmless? Let's talk about grapes. Grapes, the third fruit, small but inflammatory. They look innocent. Tiny. Juicy. A perfect snack. They've even earned praise for being heart-friendly and antioxidant-rich. But here's what most people don't realize: for older adults, grapes can bring on leg stiffness, discomfort, and low-grade inflammation. Why? Because grapes contain fructose, a type of sugar that, in high amounts, gets absorbed directly by your liver. And when your liver can't process all of it, that fructose turns into fat and uric acid. That's where the real damage begins. Especially in the knees, toes, and ankles. Uric acid starts building up in the joints, causing sudden burning pain, swelling, and stiffness. You know that stabbing toe pain at night? Or the strange tightness in your calves? That could be grapes, silently raising your uric acid levels. But it doesn't end there. Fructose also fuels low-grade inflammation throughout your entire body. That means slower movement, more pressure on joints, and greater stiffness. Grapes are also dangerously easy to overeat. They're small. They don't feel heavy. Before you know it, you've eaten 2 or 3 cups. That sugar adds up fast. So even though grapes look like a healthy snack, they may be quietly making your legs less flexible, less strong, and more uncomfortable over time. Now you know what could be hiding behind that sweet flavor. If you've been snacking on grapes regularly and noticed worsening stiffness or swelling, they may be part of the problem. But grapes aren't the only sweet fruit with hidden downsides. There's another one: bright, juicy, and loved for how hydrating it is. But looks can be deceiving. Because while it seems like it's mostly water, inside, it behaves like sugar. Let's talk about watermelon. Watermelon, the fourth fruit, the hydration illusion. Light, juicy, and a symbol of summer refreshment, watermelon is often praised for being low in calories and high in water content. It seems harmless. Safe. A sweet way to stay hydrated. But here's the hidden issue: watermelon has an extremely high glycemic index. What does that mean? It causes blood sugar to spike quickly, just like a sugary treat. And for older adults, those rapid sugar surges can do serious harm, especially to the legs. Let's break it down. When your blood sugar rises sharply, your body releases insulin to bring it down. But in aging bodies, insulin doesn't work as efficiently. That creates inflammation, especially in areas with poor blood flow. And where does that show up first? The calves, the knees, the ankles. You might feel tired legs shortly after eating watermelon. A dull ache during a walk. That constant puffiness around your ankles. Even climbing stairs can start to feel like hiking up a mountain. Watermelon may feel light and refreshing, but on the inside, it acts like a sugary trap, slowly draining the energy from your legs. And because it's so juicy and easy to eat, people often overdo it. One slice turns into 2, then 3. More sugar, more stress on your system, more inflammation. It's misleading. You think you're simply getting water, but your blood sugar is actually spiking, your circulation is struggling, and your legs are paying the price. So, does watermelon truly hydrate seniors? Or does every juicy bite slowly worsen joint pain and mobility issues? If your legs have felt more drained lately, it might be time to rethink that watermelon on your plate. Now, let's move on to a fruit that's seen as a vitamin C hero, something you find in juices, immune-boosting drinks, and breakfast routines. But for seniors, it can be a hidden source of acid that attacks your joints from within. Let's talk about oranges. Oranges, the fifth fruit, the acidic joint disruptor. They smell fresh, taste bright, and appear everywhere. From breakfast spreads to health supplements. And yes, they're known for their vitamin C, which supports immunity. But oranges carry a hidden downside, especially for people over 60, citrus acid. That signature citrus sing? It can quietly irritate joints. If your body is already dealing with stiffness, arthritis, or inflammation, oranges might be making it worse. You wake up with stiff knees. You sit too long and feel a sharp ache in your hips. That leg discomfort after standing still? It's not just age, it could be that daily glass of orange juice adding to your pain. Here's what happens. The citric acid in oranges doesn't just stay in your stomach. It enters your bloodstream and can inflame the soft tissues inside your joints. Combine that with the natural sugar in the fruit, and you've got fluctuating blood sugar levels and a whole lot of internal inflammation. The result? Every step feels a bit heavier. Your knees throb. Your calves ache. Your ankles feel tight. Oranges may not affect younger people the same way, but in aging bodies, the cumulative impact builds over time. And the hardest part is this: you eat them thinking they're helping you, because for decades, oranges have been seen as a symbol of health. But now, you know they may not be the best choice for your body anymore. So, what's next? The next fruit looks crisp, fresh, and low in sugar. It's green, tart, and often seen as the safe apple. But under that clean surface is something that can lead to nighttime cramps, sore hips, and stiff knees. Let's talk about green apples. Green apples, the sixth fruit, the hidden trigger behind leg discomfort. They look clean, crisp, even medicinal. Most people, especially seniors, believe green apples are the healthier option because they're less sweet. They seem like a smart, low-sugar snack. But here's what many don't realize. Green apples can quietly contribute to fatigue, stiffness, and leg pain. Why? 2 reasons: malic acid and naturally occurring sugar. Let's start with malic acid. It's what gives green apples their signature tart taste. While this acid is no problem for younger people, it can become irritating to older digestive systems. Our gut lining becomes more sensitive with age, and once malic acid enters your system, it doesn't just stay in the stomach, it can also aggravate tissues, including your joints. Some older adults feel deep hip discomfort after eating apples. Others experience a burning sensation in their feet, or tightness creeping into their knees. It's not immediate. It builds over time. But once it accumulates, the discomfort becomes more frequent and harder to ignore. Now, let's talk about sugar. Even though green apples don't taste super sweet, they still contain natural sugars. And in seniors, those sugars can cause fluctuations in blood sugar levels due to a slower metabolism. That means tired calves, restless nights filled with leg cramps, morning stiffness, and a sense of weakness when climbing stairs. And the biggest issue? Green apples are often eaten raw as a snack, or even right before bed. That gives your body a constant drip of the compounds that can wear you down. They may look clean and wholesome, but for an aging body, green apples might quietly be contributing to difficulty walking, increased joint stiffness, and more sleepless nights. If a fruit this simple can have that kind of impact, what about one that's tropical, rich, and extremely sweet? A fruit beloved by many, especially in summer, but that could actually be one of the worst for your joints? Let's talk about mango. Mango, the seventh fruit, a sugar overload in disguise. Mangoes are juicy, soft, and beloved for their candy-like sweetness. They're especially popular during warmer months. But here's the reality. For seniors dealing with joint sensitivity and leg pain, mangoes may be the most problematic fruit of all. Why? Because they're packed with natural sugar. Not just a little, a significant sugar punch that sends your blood sugar soaring in minutes. If you're young and active, your body might be able to handle it. But after 60, your metabolism slows, and that sugar rush causes an insulin spike and crash. Every time that happens, inflammation builds deep within your joints, especially around the soft tissues of your hips, ankles, and knees. If you have nerve issues, this can mean tingling in your toes, a burning sensation that lingers, or swelling in your feet as the day goes on. Your legs might start to feel heavy or unsteady. And because mangoes taste light and feel refreshing, it's easy to eat too much without realizing it. That's the trap, they feel harmless. But your body reacts strongly to the sugar. Over time, this can mean aching joints, slower walking speed, and less stability. Many older people eat mangoes thinking they're a healthy treat. And while they are natural, that doesn't mean they're safe for aging bodies with compromised circulation and inflammation-prone joints. Now that you've seen the full list, it's clear, even the most celebrated fruits can carry risks for those over 60. But there's good news. Now that you've seen how these 7 fruits, despite their glowing reputations, can quietly work against your legs, your joints, and your strength, let's shift gears. Because there's good news. Not all fruit is problematic. In fact, some fruits can do the opposite. They can build resilience in your legs, ease joint discomfort, and fight inflammation from within. Let's talk about the ones you should be reaching for. Start with berries. Blueberries, raspberries, blackberries. These tiny fruits pack a major anti-inflammatory punch. They're low in sugar, loaded with antioxidants, and gentle on blood sugar levels. Most importantly, they support circulation, especially in the lower body. They help your legs move more freely, reduce swelling, and combat stiffness. Next up, cherries, but in moderation. Cherries are one of the few fruits that can actually reduce uric acid in the body, which means they may help prevent flare-ups of gout and joint pain. They ease burning sensations in the toes and knees, and help soothe irritated joints. A small handful, not a large bowl, can bring real relief. Then we have avocado. Yes, it's technically a fruit. And it's one of the best you can eat for joint health. Why? Because it's rich in healthy fats that reduce inflammation and provide cushioning for your joints. Avocados also help regulate blood sugar, offering steady energy without harmful spikes. Looking for something easy on the stomach? Consider papaya. This soft, tropical fruit contains natural enzymes that calm inflammation and promote digestion. It's soothing for aging joints and gentle on sensitive systems. And don't forget pears. Especially when eaten with a bit of protein or fiber, pears offer a light, natural sweetness without causing sugar spikes. They provide energy without burdening your legs or aggravating your joints. Each of these fruits doesn't just fill you up, they help your body function better. They support your mobility. They ease discomfort. They reduce swelling. They work with your aging system, not against it. Because at this stage of life, it's not just about eating fruit, it's about choosing the right fruit for your body, at the right time in your life. When you do, you'll start to feel the difference: stronger steps, smoother movement, and lighter mornings. Now, let's wrap up with a few final thoughts, some encouragement, and a message just for you. If you've made it this far, that tells me something important: you care. You care about your future. Your strength. Your independence. And I want you to hear this loud and clear: it's not too late to make a change. You still have time to take control of your health. And most importantly, you are not alone in this. Getting older isn't easy. The aches, the stiffness, the fear of slipping or falling, it all sneaks in slowly. It can make you feel like your body is slipping away from you. But here's the truth: you don't need extreme solutions. You don't need to give everything up. You just need to make smarter, simpler choices, one meal, one fruit, one step at a time. The fruits we talked about today aren't bad. But they might no longer be the best fit for your body. And that's okay. Because growing older isn't about giving up, it's about getting wiser. And once you start making conscious choices, choosing foods that support your circulation, your joints, your strength, you'll start to notice the difference. Less pain. More freedom. Easier mornings. Lighter steps. That's the real message behind this video. Not fear. Not restriction. Just awareness and empowerment. Now, I want to hear from you. Share in the comments: what did you learn today? What change are you willing to make? Because when we speak up, we help each other grow. We build a community of support. And we remind one another that small steps can lead to big transformation. If this video helped you, or even just made you think differently, tap the like button. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on the kind of information that could truly change your health. Hit the bell icon so you're always in the loop. Before you go, let me ask: if this video resonated with you, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. You might not realize it, but your feedback matters. It helps guide the next person who might need to hear this message. Stay strong. Stay aware. And always remember: your independence lives in your legs.